Hello my spooky peeps, my name is Kat, aka Kakibot, and I make videos about Edinburgh, visiting it and living in it. And today, as you might see around me, it is October. It's kind of the end of October, so it's getting seriously spooky in this amazing little town. Slash city, wow. Sorry Edinburgh, you're not a little town. You're big and important. Oh no, I'm gonna get kicked out. So today I thought I would create like a sibling to our parks video, which we have published in spring to kind of give you a guide to where to go if you want to just like enjoy a bit of green space. This time we're gonna go to cemeteries instead of parks. Cemeteries are kind of like parks, but more macabre. Right? I think that especially Edinburgh cemeteries are just an amazing historical, just like fascinating place to come. There's always so much to learn, and I would like to take you to 10 of them today. That should give you quite a good guide to the ones that are easily accessible and some of them that are more far away for you connoisseurs of everything spooky. But we're gonna start with the more obvious ones here in the city center. Let's go. First on the list is everyone's must-see graveyard, the Greyfriars Kirkyard. Chances are that this is a spot you've already visited before, but I think it's always good to give it an extra stroll and see if you can find any more cool spots in it. One of the most obvious reasons to visit would be the grave of Greyfriars Bobby, but many people also visit to search for the tombstones that are said to have inspired characters in the Harry Potter book series. This is, however, also one of the graveyards that are open 24/7, so you can visit at night for a proper spooky experience. One of the resident ghosts is the Mackenzie poltergeist. George Mackenzie was a lawyer heavily involved in Edinburgh's witch trials, and so it is only fair to assume he deserves to be stuck here as one of Edinburgh's darker tourist sites. You might also see a couple of iron bars placed over certain sites. This is because Burke and Hare committed quite a lot of their grave robbings here, so yeah, protection. These cages are apparently called mort safes. St. Cuthbert Cemetery is quite popular for its views of the castle. There are not many other places where you can get the perfect angle of Edinburgh's most photographed site, together with such chilling foreground. If you visit the local church, you'll also have a chance to see the tombstone of John Napier, Scottish mathematician after whom the local university is named. Yay, that's where I went. Old Kelton Burial Ground is small but charming, and despite the compact size, you will find many interesting nooks and corners around here. It is where philosopher David Hume is buried, and you will also find the Abraham Lincoln Memorial dedicated to Scots fighting alongside Americans in the Civil War here. Interestingly, this cemetery has a little orphan site right across the road, accessible from behind Howie's. New Kelton Burial Ground is larger and offers amazing views of Arthur's Seat and Holyrood Palace. My favorite historical detail here is the old tower, which was originally built for guards to stop the body snatching, but later became an actual residential house for a local family. Ugh. Cannongate Kirkyard is a small graveyard conveniently placed right on Cannongate, so possibly the easiest one to access for the ones of you who are short on time when visiting Edinburgh. One of the darker local residents is James Douglas, the Earl of Drumlanrig. He has been nicknamed the Cannibalistic Idiot for killing, roasting, and eventually also eating a young kitchen maid. Yeah, so that happened. Dean Cemetery will be conveniently placed for anyone visiting Dean Village or the Museum of Modern Art. It offers an amazing combination of cleaned up and natural. I loved the huge weeping willows just brushing against gravestones. You will find many artists buried here, alongside historical figures of power and money, but my favorite resident would be Elsie Inglis, Edinburgh's surgeon and suffragette. Liberton Kirkyard is a bit of a hidden gem, but you'll have to work for it. Liberton is not particularly easy to get to. We drove, but you could also hop on buses 31 or 37 to get here. The graveyard offers amazing views of pretty much the whole of Edinburgh, like, Blackford Hill, Arthur's Seat, the castle, the whole city. But the true star are the red vines growing upon Liberton Kirk. They look amazing this time of year. Grange Cemetery can be found a bit beyond the meadows. It is a very clean and welcoming place, which even comes with its own leaflets for people interested in local graves of significance and a tree trail. The middle area features historical catacombs with a somewhat spooky tunnel. Our favorite grave belongs to 19th century photographer Ivan Sabo, who moved to Scotland from Transylvania. Next to the aptly named Coffin Lane, you will find the Dalra Cemetery. This place might be right up your alley if you want to see nature overtaking human influence. It's quite large and not particularly busy, and has plenty of little winding paths covered in vines and nettles. It has been designed by David Cousin, who is also responsible for Dean Cemetery, but the vibe is very different here. Now, before I say goodbye, I have one last cemetery to tell you about. That one is kind of hidden away and it's quite expensive to see, but if you're visiting Edinburgh and you're going to the Edinburgh Castle and you're paying a very generous almost £20 to enter Edinburgh Castle, we didn't do that because that would neutralize the ad revenue from this video. Anyway, if you are going there, you will be able to see the Edinburgh Castle Dog Cemetery. And that's actually a cemetery dedicated to military canines, because usually, traditionally, all of those cemeteries based in places like castles, important spots like that, are reserved for military officers. So yeah, these are military officers, but they are doggies. So yeah, definitely give it a go if you're around the castle, and let us know in the comments below how was it, because we didn't go. But yeah, this has been a really pleasant little two-day endeavor, visiting most of Edinburgh cemeteries. Some of them were a real pleasant surprise, but I would say that our favorite was Dean's Cemetery. I think that's really convenient if you're visiting Dean's Village or the modern art museums. It's just around the corner from there, and it's kind of the best of both worlds because it's very well cared for, but at the same time it does have a lot of kind of like very old, spooky bits. Like, it's really fun to just like explore around, I would really recommend you go there if you're going to one of those other sites. Now, if this is something you're really into, I really recommend you check out the Mercat Tours walking tour called the Doomed, Dead and Buried. Mercat tours are amazing. We do go on a tour with them at least once a year, sometimes twice a year, and they are just a group of amazing history nerds. If you're like deeply into history, I really recommend them because like you can ask about anything and they usually know it. Like, I love them. They're just like so nerdy about local history. You wouldn't believe it. They're great. Go for them. Yeah, and that's all the important information I wanted to relay to you today, I think. I probably forgot about something, but you know, maybe I'm gonna add that down below. As always, I'm gonna add a map of all of these cemeteries down in the doobly-doo, and also what you're gonna find in the doobly-doo is a link to my Etsy store if you like my content. I always appreciate your support that comes through you buying the merch I make. The stuff I make is kind of like Edinburgh souvenirs-y, so if you're watching this video, you are my target audience for those things. And I also exist on Instagram under KakiBot and KakiBlog. The KakiBot one is more my kind of artwork and those like pins and things that I sell. KakiBlog is more about my general adventures around Edinburgh and just the prettiness of the city. Yay! I know you love that, so you're gonna love my Instagram account. Okay, I think that is truly it. Thank you for joining me on this dark and slightly spooky adventure, and let me know in the comments below which one of these cemeteries would be the first one for you to visit. Wow, the weather is really trying to make me leave the cemetery. It's raining now. No! Okay, oh Jesus, this outro really gave you an insight into what Edinburgh's weather is like. Like when it started it was nice, and now it's raining and windy and horrible. Okay, I will see you soon. Bye-bye!